Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. You know, out of the four soaps, this one has to be the weakest. Now, I don't mean that it wasn't good today. I mean as far as all four of the soaps. I consider B&B like a cartoon, a poorly made cartoon, right? Because some of the stuff that I seen in this episode, it's comical. And I don't think it's meant to be comical. That's just how it's coming across. That's how it's been coming across from day one that I watched this show. Steffi, it, her scenes are not meant to be comical. And she comes across as a complete and utter moron. You have went days without food and water. And Luna's like, what are you doing? Well, I don't know if you're going to sit there and try to poison me. You're in the goddamn cage. What does she need to poison you for? She already has you where she wants. It's like you're just making her job so much more easier. So what does she start doing? Yelling and screaming. I'm assuming that the dehydration and the malnourishment is really just affecting your brain, because I could have swore that she told you that the building is being condemned, there's no one that can hear you, and even if you thought that she was lying, somebody would have came from your ass a long time ago. So why are you doing all this for is just beyond me. By the way, you're just making yourself in a much weaker state that even if you do get an opportunity to sit there and leave, you're going to be too weak to move. But Queen of LA, right? So she's like, listen, I need some more time with Bill. I need to sit there and hang out with Bill, Dollar Bill. And so she leaves, and, she's always like, oh, Finn, I need you to sit there and save me. And then when you do, I'm going to make sure I neuter you and remind you, who wears the pants in this. I'm trying, there's much worse things I could sit there and say right now, and I'm struggling to keep this PG-13. But, like I said, her calling for Finn is just laughable at this point. Um, but while that's going on, Finn gets a call from the clinic that Steffi went to. And I'm just sitting there thinking, Finn, why the hell would she actually go to the clinic for? The last time she had a breakdown because she thought you were dead. That made sense to go there. For some odd reason, you thought that she was at the clinic now. Why? Why? You thought she just had another psychological breakdown? Okay. So for some odd reason, he called the clinic to try to find out what's going on, and the clinic was like, "Yeah, we don't know exactly where she is, and it's concerning and everything. And if we hear anything, we'll let you know." So, Finn goes to Bill's place. Now Luna's there. She's doing a whole "woe is me." Oh, I'm so worried about my mom. I'm so glad that you're taking care of me. Blah 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 blah. Just playing it up. Really getting that sympathy energy going. So she's like, listen, I just can't dare right now. I'm gonna go to my room. She heads upstairs. Ben comes over there. I'm worried about my wife and everything like that. I know where she's at. She was the last, here was the last place. And I'm just trying to find out if you or Liam knows where she might have been. It also talks about the whole hope thing and everything like that. And, just trying to get some information with him. So when they're talking, Luna comes downstairs and Luna's like, oh, Finn, what are you doing here? And it wasn't even so much like what she said, it's her tone of voice, like, what are you doing here? Well, why are you here for? And, he's gonna say, I'm looking for stuff and stuff like that. Well, what are you doing here? And Luna's like, well, listen, I didn't really, Bill has been taking care of me, even though that we're not related. He's still just looking out for me and everything like that, right? Bill's like, hey, listen, no matter what, I'm always gonna sit there and look out for you. And then Luna's like, so Bill, I'm having trouble with my phone and my TV, and I'm trying to connect the two. So I don't know how that works. Could you help me? And I'm sitting there thinking, you need help with that now? Is There's sunlight outside. You can't wait 5 to 10 minutes until they're done with their conversation for you to do that. Like, I think you and Finn was just like, I'm looking for my wife, I'm very concerned, and you stop our conversation to help out with a goddamn TV. I feel like I wish that was the reaction he would have had, because that's the reaction that any other normal human being would actually have. But of course, I'm sitting there dealing with Clown World or the cartoon that I like to call The Bold and the Beautiful. So he goes up there and helps her. He starts looking around. He calls Steffi's phone, but it goes to voicemail. Steffi, what the hell are you doing? How long are you going for? I mean, what kind of cheap ass phone do you have? I just feel like the type of phone that she should have, it still should have had some battery in that phone. There is this stupid ass montage of him sitting there thinking about his wife and all the memories, giving birth and proposing to her and being married and just all this other stuff that's going on. I'm just like, I really need to sit there and find a way to kill those 3 minutes, didn't you? Okay, sure. Now in the previews, Finn is sitting there saying, I don't know what's going on with my wife, but I feel like Luna has something to do with it. So it may be actually coming to closer to finding out that Luna, the demon daughter, um, has something to do with it. Now, while that's going on, you got RJ and Rich talking about Steffi and wondering where she's at and everything like that. But also talking about RJ and his relationship or lack thereof. You know, he's like, I don't know if we're still silent and stuff like that. He's been trying to call her, text her and stuff, saying, I'm here for you. I know everything's going on with your mom and stuff like that, but I'm here for you. And she's pretty much been sitting there saying, he pretty much says that, like, Bill is her go-to guy. He's the guy that she leans on, and still living there and saying that Bill needs me and stuff like that, and it's just like it's just so off, And it's one of those things where he's like, it's one thing if she just said, "Hey, listen, I'm going through a lot right now. I need some space." He would totally understand and respect that. But it's just like the way that she's just acting, like they barely talk when they're at work. They barely see each other except for where they're at work. It's almost as though like she is trading up, but she's forgetting that she still has a boyfriend. And so now she's just like not really putting in a lot of effort to try to find a way to properly distance herself from him. She's just seeing him less and less, and it's just making him more worried and worried. So he's going to get closer and closer. I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, well, I mean, she's clearly not thinking. She's thinking more of, making sure that no one finds Steffi and stuff like that, because she did kidnap someone. Somebody's gonna have to come up with a different name. Just on a side note, with the whole kidnapping thing, I kidnapped and she kidnapped Steffi. It was like, but Steffi's not a kid. They're like, what could you actually really call her? Um. Anyway, feel like that's about it. Can't think of anything else. But as I always sit there and say, write in the comment section or come to the live stream tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. And if you're not a member, make sure you become a member. I do exclusive videos, members only, members shout out videos, and exclusive live streams on the weekends. And we in some great conversations. I don't necessarily share stuff in the regular streams or my videos. So definitely think about joining that as well. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you in the comment section, or I will see you tonight in the live stream.